Rothblatt. What's the origin of that last name?
It's a German, Russian, Jewish name. So they told me that it translates like the Roth translates as red, and the Blatt is like leaf or piece of paper. So I have no idea what my great-grandparents did.
So we would have to get Henry Louis Gates.
Yeah,
to
he could tell us the derivation.
Your wife is with us, and so reluctant to do this show. You're worse than Sherry with this, and we both know who the real bosses are.
Absolutely.
I tell everybody I'm just labor. I understand management here, but let me first say this: you are the creator of Sirius, and I will say this up front. God bless you. Thank you so much. I've been doing this for 30 years. I have never had such a perfect fit. And that's all I've done is talk radio. I've not done rock and roll or music except maybe when I was in college. But I think Howard Stern made this point, so I'll attribute it to him. Thank you for freeing us. I had Tavis Smiley here, and he said, "Oh, you just love it because you get to curse on radio." Yeah, okay, but the reality is there is a certain freedom that goes with it. Now, I don't know if that was your plan when you created Sirius.
Well, the real plan, Joe, was to be able to create a way that people could listen to music, listen to talk, listen to content anywhere in the U.S. There was always a great diversity of music in New York City and some major metropolitan areas, but everywhere else in the country, there was often just one or two radio stations was all that was available. And we thought that by creating satellite radio, we'd be able to, in the first instance, have all the content that anybody wanted available throughout the entire country. That was the first thought. Now, the FCC, they came back to us and said, well, we can't allow you to have a satellite radio system because then somebody's going to control 100 channels in every city, nook and cranny, and our laws prevent you from owning even 3 radio stations in any one city. So then we kind of turned that around, Joe, and we said to them, well, what if we ask people to pay for the radio service? So it's not the same thing as AM and FM. And if we allow to pay for the radio service, then people are choosing to want it. And if we don't provide what the people want, they won't pay their subscription. And then there's no reason for you to apply to pay radio all the rules regarding obscenity and content and political stuff and whatnot. That made perfect sense to them.
So like cable.
Exactly.
In other words, like cable, or you would agree?
Yes.
Yeah, but you can jump right in. Yeah. Because you had to be part of this.
Of course. I was sitting on the front porch and we thought of all this stuff.
And what did you think?
I knew it would work. I have confidence in Martine. I knew we could do it.
So then, what surprised you in terms of opposition to it? Because let me tell you what surprises me, and I was thinking about it this morning in preparation for the discussion about the book Virtually Human. I always, from people who are in terrestrial radio, now that term terrestrial radio has come into being, I don't listen to it out of loyalty. And I'm thinking, how stupid can you be to say I don't listen to another medium out of loyalty? And so you've got these people who are in quote-unquote regular radio, and they think like they'll go to hell if they listen to satellite radio.
Well, Joe, I will point out that the land-based radio broadcasters fought us big time, and they saw this as a major competitive threat. I tried to explain at the FCC that this is expanding the pie. This is growing the pie. This is good for everybody. And fortunately, finally, that message carried the day. You know, there are no fewer AM and FM radio stations today than there were when Sirius was launched. But on top of all those AM and FM stations, we've got the great diversity of content available on Sirius. So I'm a big believer that technology makes the pie bigger rather than cuts it up smaller.